Hey, alright, welcome back to another video. If you haven't been here before, I'm Cecilia Jo, and this is my channel where I talk all things books. So today I'm going to go through my October TBR. So I've got quite an ambitious TBR this month. I've got 15 books here, and I'm also going to get my boyfriend to choose some for me mid-month because we're going on a little trip this month. So I am going to get him to choose about 5, I think, for me. So yeah, I've got 15 books chosen now, and then there will be another 5 to come in another video at some point. So quite an ambitious TBR for this month, but I've got a goal to reach, and I really want to reach the goal. So hopefully this will help. So I've got a mixture of books this month, some that I really want to read, that I really want to get through, that give very like this type of year vibes, like fantasy, that kind of thing. And then I've got some books that I want to read, don't get me wrong, but they've been on my TBR for a long time and I want to get them ticked off, that kind of thing. So I still want to read them, like I'm really looking forward to reading them, but they're probably ones that I wouldn't necessarily reach for on a day-to-day basis, you know, if that makes sense. So I think I'll just do them as a mixture. I won't necessarily do it in 2 separate parts, but yeah. So we've got 15 books anyway, is the moral of the story. We've got 15 books, and I just thought I'd go through them and hopefully I will get them all read by the end of the month. So to start us off, we have got 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, which is part of the Grishaverse. I think this is the first one. Well, I know it's the first one of the duology, but I don't know if there's another series that I should have read before this. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to go with this one. I do also have Crooked Kingdom, which is the second one. But I'm not going to put it on my TBR. But if I really enjoy this, I might just go straight into the second one. But yeah, so we've got 6 of Crows, 6 Dangerous Outcasts, 1 Impossible Heist. I don't really know much about it, and I don't necessarily like to read a lot about them, otherwise I start like thinking about it too much. I like to go into books blind if I can. So yeah, this is the first one on my series, only a duology, so there's, like I say, 6 of Crows and then Crooked Kingdom, and only this one is on my TBR. So if I only read this one, that's okay. If I read Crooked Kingdom as well, that's a bonus. So yeah, that is the first one for my October TBR. And then next up, this one I'm really excited to read. I've seen so many people talk about it and say that they really enjoyed it. And also I think it's just going to be a trilogy, but I've got the first and second, and the third one is going to be out, I want to say this month, maybe November. But it is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. So the Caraval series I absolutely loved. I really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping this is going to be the same. I do also have Ballad of Never After. So again, the same with 6 of Crows. If I really enjoy it, I'll just go straight into the second one. But only the first one's on my TBR, just in case. But yeah, I did really enjoy the Caraval series. So I've got high hopes for this. I don't know anything about it. I'm pretty sure it's a fantasy. That's the only thing I really know. I don't know, and I'm not even 100% sure that it is a fantasy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. If I enjoy this, I think Stephanie Garber will probably be an auto-buy author for me. But yeah, I'm very excited. I've heard such good things. So Once Upon a Broken Heart is next up. And then we've got this one. I just feel like gives October like energy. I just think it's a cozy fantasy, and it's just really like perfect for this time of year, and it is Legends and Lattes. I think there's another one coming out before the end of the year, maybe November time. I want to say something and Bone Dust. Is that this one? Bookshops maybe and Bone Dust? I don't know, I can't remember. But Legends and Lattes, how like, it's just such a pretty book. It's so pretty, and then it's got like a painting on the inside. I absolutely love it. I don't know anything about it. I'm guessing it's about a coffee shop, but yeah, it's meant to be like a really cozy fantasy, not really like too much going on, not like high stakes or anything, just an enjoyable read that I can escape to for a little bit. So yeah, that is the third one on my October TBR, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. And then next up, we've actually got the second one of a duology that I read, I want to say a couple of months ago now. I think I read it in August, and that is Cursed by Marissa Meyer. So the first one is Gilded, and I didn't massively enjoy it. It's like a Rumpelstiltskin sort of retelling. Is it called a retelling? I guess so, yeah. It's like a reimagining, I guess, of Rumpelstiltskin, which I didn't really know the story of Rumpelstiltskin, I'll be honest, but this is the second one in the duology. So I'm not like crazy looking forward to reading it, but I also want to know what's happened, you know? So I thought this would be a good time to get it read on my October TBR. And I think I maybe gave Gilded 3 stars, I think. I can't remember. I think if I was rating it now, I would give it 3 stars. Because nothing particularly wrong with it. I think it was maybe just a bit long. There wasn't enough going on to warrant it being as long as it is. So hopefully this one isn't the same, because it's nearly 500 pages. So, you know, it's a long ass book. But yeah, it's only a duology, so it's not the end of the world if I don't massively enjoy this one. So it's Cursed by Marissa Meyer. Okay, I'm going to go through a few that have been on my TBR for a while. They're not necessarily new buys. So first of all, we've got A Pen Dipped in Poison by J.M. Hall. I think this is like a mystery one. Fans of Agatha Christie and Midsummer Murders will be hooked from the very first page. So I feel like it's very October, love a good mystery, you know, a good one for this month. But again, I don't know. I think for most of these, I don't really know much about them. But A Pen Dipped in Poison, J.M. Hall. And then we have got, this one has been on my TBR for a long time. We've got Wish You Were Here by Jodie Picoult. I don't think I've said that right, but I am looking forward to reading this one. I've heard her speak a few times in interviews, and I always think she comes across really well. So I'm looking forward to reading it. Obviously that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to enjoy a book, but I like her as a person, so hopefully I'll enjoy her writing. I think this is just a general fiction, maybe, but yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. Like I said, I don't know anything about it, but I have had the book for a while, and I just think I won't ever pick it up, you know, as like a mood reader. I won't ever think, oh, I'll read that one. So I've put it on my TBR and I'm gonna get it read this month. And then we have got, this is a crime mystery thriller vibe, I think. In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. I do usually take the stickers off books, however the feel of this book, sort of texture of it, is making the sticker very hard to get off. So I don't want to pull it off and it leave a mark, so I'm just leaving it on for now. But it's In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I think, like I say, this is like a mystery thriller. 6 friends, 1 college reunion, 1 unsolved murder. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. I don't think it's a massive book. It's 320-ish pages, but the writing's quite a good size. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one when I'm in the mood for a bit of a mystery, thriller, crime, whodunit type book. I think, you know, it gives kind of this type of time of year to read those kind of books. Next up, again, like I keep saying, a lot of these have been on my TBR for a while, but I've also put this on my TBR for a few months, but it's The Keeper of Stories by Sally Page. I think a lot of these, I feel like if I've not read them by the end of the year, am I ever going to pick them up, you know? So, but I also don't want to just get rid of them because I've not read them, because what if they become my favourite books? You know, what if I'm missing out on something and it could have been my favourite book? Anyway, The Keeper of Stories, Sally Page. I think, again, this is just a bit of a general fiction one. I don't really know much about it, but I'm excited to read it. Another one that has been on my TBR for a while, Half a World Away by Mike Gale. I think, again, this is a general fiction. I'm getting a theme here of the general fiction books that I have, I don't necessarily pick up. Although I've just seen a woman's name and a man's name, so maybe it's more of a romance, maybe. Strangers Live in Worlds Apart, but it wasn't always that way. Maybe it's like a second chance, or maybe it's not a romance. They could be, oh, same mother. Okay, so it's more of a sibling situation going on. Same city, different streets, same mother, different lives. So I'm guessing they got separated when they were kids or something, then they find each other. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a general fiction. I'm looking forward to reading this one. Author of The Man I Think I Know. I can't say I've read that one, but hopefully I like this one. Also, love that cover. I think it's very cool. So yeah, Half a World Away, Mike Gale. Next up, we've got 3 Tessa Bailey books. Now, I only recently got into Tessa Bailey books, which I didn't realise. I thought she was an author that I've read a lot of books of, because I follow her TikTok and I really like it, and her Instagram. I don't know why, I just assumed I'd read her books when actually it turns out I hadn't. But the ones that I have read, I recently read It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line and Sinker, and I really enjoyed them. So I did pick up these 3 books. So we've got Chase Me, Make Me and Need Me, which I think they are just 3 complete standalones. I don't think they're related at all. They also could be, but I have no idea. I'm pretty sure they're standalones, I just don't know if they're interconnected. But yeah, I thought, because I've got a lot of fantasy, a lot of like, not necessarily heavy books, but books that, you know, have got a lot going on, that I might need just some nice easy romances to, as a palette cleanser, to sort of get me in the mood again for a heavy book, you know. Sometimes you just need a nice little romance. So yeah, I think Chase Me is the first one. Yeah, the first in a sexy and hilarious rom-com trilogy about 3 broke and beautiful strangers who share an apartment in NYC. Okay, so I'm guessing they're going to be interconnected standalones then. So we've got, yeah, this is the second one. So the 3 of them, I don't know if it's the 3 men or the 3 women are roommates. I'm not sure. But Chase Me is the first one, and then Need Me is the second one, and then Make Me is the third one. I am actually quite looking forward to reading these. I do love a good Tessa Bailey book. So yeah, those 3 are also on this month's TBR. And then we've got 2 left. So we've got What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper L. Woods. I did actually start this book. I think I only got about, oh, I've got a bookmark in it. I got to chapter 3, so I'm only 22 pages in. And it's not that I got bored with it. I think I got distracted by another book and ended up putting it down. So I've not DNF'd it. I just put it down because I was reading something else. But I do remember enjoying it, you know, being intrigued in what was going to happen. So I feel like it's another fantasy. Oh, I didn't realise it was a series of Flesh and Bone book 1. So if I enjoy it, I'll have to do a little trip to the works and get the others, because I didn't realise. Actually, this also might be on Kindle Unlimited, so maybe this will be a good one to read on my Kindle. You know, I do typically read quicker on my Kindle than most books. But anyway, What Lies Beyond the Veil, it is a fantasy. I think it's like where there's a veil that is separating like humankind from fae, and fae are meant to be these like awful creatures. I think that's the storyline, but I also could be completely wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I'm looking forward to reading it. What Lies Beyond the Veil, Harper L. Woods. And then last but not least, I've seen this book on a few different like book talks, booktube videos now, and I just feel like it's gonna be perfect for October. And it is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Ooh, caught it, that nearly went flying. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I think this is her debut novel, I think. Also, look at that cover, it's so pretty. But I think it's a fantasy. Hunted, hunter, destined for each other. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilya. So yeah, I think it's a sizzling fantasy romance trilogy taking the world by storm. So this is the first one. Like I say, I'm pretty sure it is her debut novel, but I also could be wrong. Love a book with a good map, always good. I feel like that sets it off to a good start, you know. But anyway, I'm excited to read it. It is a fantasy romance. It is quite a chunky book, nearly 500 pages, if not 500. I'm trying not to spoil it for myself by looking at the last pages. So it's just under 500 pages, so it is a chunky book. Maybe I'll see if I can get this one on my Kindle. But yeah, that is the last one on my October TBR. So like I said at the beginning, quite an ambitious TBR this month. Oh, there's also one more which is on Kindle, and it was Pumpkin Spice Cafe. So I don't have the physical book, but it is on Kindle. I don't think it's on Kindle Unlimited. I think I bought it off Amazon. But that is definitely one I want to read as well. That is, I feel like that is perfect October book, you know. And I've seen it going, like, everyone talking about it. I think it said it's written by Laurie Gilmore, but I don't know anything about the Gilmore Girls. I've never watched it. I haven't watched a single episode, so I don't know anything about it. But I've seen this book all over TikTok, so I wanted to give it a read, and I feel like I say, October's the perfect month for it. So that was the 15th book, I think. So that's Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Don't know a single thing about it. Don't know if it's a romance, a fantasy, a cozy book. It could be a thriller. I have no idea, but I'm looking forward to reading it. So yeah, 15 books on my TBR this month. Hopefully I'll get through them all. I think, I literally say this like every time I do a TBR, but I think at the end of this month I'm going to do it how Larry Reads does it, where she does a video on if she has read what's on her TBR. I think I'm going to do it like that. But anyway, that's an issue for later in the month, towards the end of the month, if not the start of November. Anyway, that is my October TBR. Let me know if you've read any. Don't, obviously try not to spoil anything, but if you have read any, let me know if you enjoyed them, what you rated them. But yeah, that is the end of the video. If you did enjoy and you'd like to subscribe, I would really appreciate that. But that is it from me. I will see you in a bit.